So far, Sports360AZ, we've been able to take in what is the spectacle of the clash at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The legendary Daytona 500, where William Byron kicked off the 2024 season with a bang for Hendrick Motorsports' 40th anniversary. Everyone already wants to be crowned a champion right here at Phoenix Raceway on November 10th, but first you have to make it through this weekend. Glad to have you here on Sports360AZ. I am Devin Henry for our Shriners Children's 500 special presented by Phoenix Raceway. As always, we are brought to you by Desert Financial Credit Union, taking care of you, taking care of your business. That is Desert Financial Credit Union. We appreciate Desert Financial Credit Union for their support throughout the year. Obviously, Championship Weekend is the spectacle of the season coming down in November, but everyone has their notebooks out to kick off this weekend for the Shriners Children's 500. What you learn this weekend could be invaluable to claiming the crown later in November. This weekend, NASCAR takes over Avondale, Arizona. The Shriners Children's 500 will cap off the weekend on Sunday, March 10th, but be sure to join us for all the action for the ARCA Menard Series on March 8th and the NASCAR Xfinity Series on March 9th. Now let's take a little bit deeper into the world of NASCAR and some of the Arizonans that represent it both on and off the track. Here's what we got on tap for this week's show. He knows the desert well. Noah Gragson, born in Las Vegas, Nevada, is coming off his best finish of the year from his home track 1 week ago. We chat with the Las Vegas native to talk about what he loves so much about this racetrack and his new year at Stewart-Haas Racing. It has already been a wild start to 2024. We sit down with Fox Sports Senior Vice President of Production and Talent Development, Jacob Ullman, to take you deeper into what it has been like to be behind the scenes in NASCAR and also what to look forward to this weekend in the Shriners Children's 500. A pair of rookies look to dominate the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series later in November. We introduced you to Dylan Capello 1 year ago. This year he makes his rookie debut atop the pit box as the crew chief at Front Row Motorsports. And get to know the drivers who call the Grand Canyon State home. We take you through the drivers to root for from good old State 48. All that and more coming up on this week's show from Phoenix Raceway. Maybe one of the most underappreciated parts of the sport, though, aren't just the athletes on the track, but the athletes off the track as well. For those of you who don't know, most of the pit crews who service these cars in under 15 seconds, they are former collegiate athletes, including numerous from right here in Arizona. A member of an AIA football state runner-up back in 2004, turned Daytona 500 champion 10 years later. We catch up with Nick Covey from Glendale, Arizona. High school football players across the nation dream to perform in front of the biggest crowds and in the largest venues in the world. That is exactly the road that Nick Covey has driven. Kinda. The 2005 Mountain Ridge graduate serves as the Jackman on the legendary Richard Childress Racing No. 3, lifting a 3,400-pound race car, living a life similar to what he knew growing up on the football fields.
I mean, it's just the same, right? We train, we go out, we train 3 to 5 days a week, practice. We go in the weight room, work out, and then as far as Jackman, I mean, I'm jumping out in front of cars that are going 50, 60 miles an hour. One pit stall away, which is about, 30 feet away, and you jump out in front of them, jack up the right side, run around, jack up the left side, put tires on, and still stay competitive, and that's about it.
For more than a decade, Glendale, Arizona native Nick Covey has performed in front of over 100,000 fans at one of the biggest sporting events in the world, the legendary Daytona 500, an event that he won with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2014. And it all started on the gridiron after nearly starting his own racing career.
At a very young age, we started doing some quarter midget stuff. We said, you're going to choose football or you're going to choose racing, and I chose football. But I'm back in racing, so just not driving the cars.
Covey was part of the Mountain Ridge football team in 2004 that made the 5A state championship game as the 16 seed.
Martin steps up into the pocket, finds Covey.
The tight end linebacker hybrid earned a scholarship to the University of Nebraska, but an injury-riddled college career spelled the end of his athletic career until an unlikely door opened bringing him back full circle, the beginning of his sports story.
There was a guy that worked at Nebraska that had a tie-in through one of the guys at Hendrick, and they started to run these pit crew combines with ex-athletes that maybe didn't have an NFL future or to go on. And there was a trial in Omaha, Nebraska, and I said, heck with it, and went and tried out. And they called me 2 months later and said, can you move to Charlotte? And that was it.
Since joining the sport in 2009 and winning the Daytona 500 championship, Covey has become a staple in the NASCAR garage. And he still sees a handful of similarities that ignite his passion for sports today, just like he did 20 years ago.
Just staying competitive, having a camaraderie with your guys and your teammates, and still being able to, not really have a real job.
It's a new start, a new opportunity, a lot of new this year for Noah Gragson, the Las Vegas, Nevada native. We got to catch up with the youngster looking to make his name in the NASCAR Cup Series this year now with Stewart Haas Racing.
And I know it's always fun to go back home, and also what I hear from every Arizona driver is just being able to have like real Mexican food again.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite part? What do you love most about just going home for a weekend in the middle of the season?
The food. The food isn't too good out here in North Carolina, and their take on Mexican food is definitely not like how Arizona, California, and even New Mexico, Las Vegas. We got killer Mexican food. Like it's super good. So I'm grateful to be able to come from a place that has so much variety and get a taste of good stuff, but it also spoils you because you go on the road and you're like, man, there's not a lot around here, no matter what the given racetrack is, but every place has its own twist. But yeah, I'm looking forward to get back to Vegas and miss the food, miss, we go out there and golf and have some fun, mountain bike and whatnot. It's home for me, and I love it.
I know obviously it's not that close to Las Vegas. It's a different kind of area, but coming to a place like Phoenix Raceway where you have had success in the past, what's special about this track or this city, whether that be on the track or away from the track?
It's a fun place. It really is. And you got downtown Phoenix. You got sports going on throughout the year. Incredible golf courses. You got Scottsdale, which is always a lot of fun in Old Town. We went out to Zane Smith's bachelor party in Scottsdale. So I really enjoyed the Phoenix area. Been going there for a long time. As a kid driving through there to Tucson Speedway. My dad's uncle, so I guess my great uncle, used to coach the basketball team not too far away in Tucson, Arizona, University of Arizona. So Lou Olson was my dad's uncle, and so to be able to not call Arizona's second home, but have been there a lot growing up, it's really cool to be able to go there, and the racetrack's a lot of fun. They always get a lot of camping fans and a lot of support, and then it's also good to be able to see where you stack up, build some notes for your notebook for when we go back there for the championship race. So there's a lot of positives with Phoenix. It's a fun city, and there's a lot of great people.
On the other side, we chat with the Fox Sports Senior Vice President of Production and Talent Development, Jacob Ullman, to pull back the curtain on the world of NASCAR. Plus, get to know Dylan Capello, looking to win a championship here in Phoenix Raceway later in November. The Liberty High School and Northern Arizona University grad making his rookie year atop the pit box as a crew chief. And be sure to keep an eye on Sports360AZ. Plenty of content, plenty of stories on the way from Phoenix Raceway and much more from the state of Arizona.
Custom ordering is at Santan Ford. Colors, wheels, trims, performance packages, and more from the factory right to your driveway. And you can even track your custom Ford every step of the way.
We are Santan Ford. It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
When you get a home loan from Desert Financial, you're not just getting a mortgage. You get a mortgage. You'll get more competitive rates, more local servicing of your loan. We even offer a closing guarantee on select loans. And because more is better, get up to $5,000 closing cost credit when you use a participating real estate broker. At Desert Financial, we don't just do mortgages, we do mortgages. Click, call, or come in for more information on our great rates, local servicing, and how you can qualify for a closing cost credit of up to $5,000.
I always love just kicking back and relaxing a little bit here in the Phoenix Raceway infield. You can be here too, relaxing with us this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Shriners Children's 500 weekend. Now, right behind Victory Lane over there, we have driver Q&As throughout the weekend. Behind us right here is the garages where fans can go and interact with the drivers, watch the crews, prepare the cars, or just sit here and kick back and relax as the cars go around this 1-mile track here in Avondale, Arizona. Now, there's Arizona blood throughout the garage, not just in the driver's seat, but also behind the scenes. Last year, we introduced you to Peoria native and Liberty High School graduate Dylan Capello. Now, Dylan was back then an engineer for Front Row Motorsports in their truck team. His goal is to become a crew chief, which happened shortly after we talked to him last year in Daytona. He is now in his rookie year atop the pit box for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series team for Front Row Motorsports and rookie Lane Riggs. Let's get to know Dylan a little bit better, and as he looks to come back here in November and fight for a championship in his home state. Youth has taken over the wheel at one of the top teams in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
I'm better looking.
Oh, all right, that's fine.
Lane Riggs, the son of former NASCAR Cup Series driver Scott Riggs, is taking over the reins at the Front Row Motorsports number 38 Ford F-150 for his rookie season. Atop the pit box will also be a fellow rookie, Peoria native Dylan Capello.
Yeah, I kind of met first day on the job and instantly kind of hit it off. You know, he's easy to get along with for the most part.
Both of us going to engineering school, we have a lot of the same mindset, vocabulary, really similar, honestly, in personality. So I think that it helps us communicate better.
A former team engineer, Capello is a full-time crew chief for the first time in his young NASCAR career. A Liberty High School and Northern Arizona University grad, the youngster has also had quite the success in NASCAR behind the wheel after winning in Las Vegas in the ARCA West Series last year.
Coming off of the final corner, Dylan Capello looking at the checkered flag. He will win here at the Bull Ring.
He knows how it feels. He knows what I'm talking about. You know, it's not just a crew chief that's heard the guy and learned from the past guy he worked with. You know, he actually feels the same thing I feel. You know, I feel like we could almost swap roles and and do similar things. I could be crew chief, he could drive, and we could both understand each other the same way.
We're all ready for Lane. We're excited for him. He's a good shoe, obviously proved himself in his limited start, so we're all just super excited to have him at Front Row Motorsports and ready to get going and kind of pick up where we left off last season with Zane.
Dylan's a lot more mellow. I think I'm a lot more animated from what I've seen so far, so we'll see when he gets race time. He might get fiery, I'm not sure yet. So I think when the time comes and we get in a sticky situation, we'll see both of our true colors.
Even with this newfound friendship and the good vibes, the expectations for this team are high. In the past 3 seasons, this number 38 truck has entered the championship race at Phoenix with a shot at the crown and took home the title in 2022. This year, Capello can earn the opportunity to fight for a championship in his first year as a crew chief at his home state track in November.
Winning the championship there a couple years ago was super special, and love going back there. I feel like we race good there every year, so just got to really work hard all year and make the good days the best we can make them, make the not so good days, minimal damage, and just learn throughout the year and kind of learn what Lane likes behind the wheel, and we get there, and we're going to fight to get there. So.
If I could only characterize this season so far with one word, it would be unprecedented. Yeah, that's been used a lot so far this season from Los Angeles, Daytona, Atlanta, and Las Vegas. Not just for the drivers and the teams, but also NASCAR behind the scenes, the venue, and oh yeah, the broadcaster for the first half of the season, Fox Sports. We got to talk with one of their executives, Jacob Ullman. Now, he's the Senior Vice President of Production and Talent Development, and boy, have these guys been up to their chin in craziness to kick off 2024. So me and Jacob pull back the curtain a little bit on behind the scenes in the world of NASCAR and Fox Sports. Well, I'm glad to see that you're sitting down. I don't know how much of an opportunity you've gotten to do that this year, whether it's the unprecedented rain in Los Angeles moving a date, unprecedented for the first time, a day early for the race, or again, unprecedented in Daytona, we have a doubleheader Monday on President's Day, or maybe in Atlanta for one of the greatest finishes in NASCAR history, or like last week where you guys had to abandon cameras because it was too windy in Las Vegas. What are those conversations like between Fox, NASCAR, and whatever other parties to make sure that this event not only happens, but everyone is able to meet their obligations as well?
Such a big part of it is our sales group. If the way the race is sold, if it's done on a different day or a different network, how dramatically that affects us, as well as most importantly, our programming group. You need to have time slots for these things to exist. So going into a weekend, there's always a plan for rain and a window that's slotted. You talk about the Daytona 500, you're going to put that race on Fox. That's the biggest race of the year. So don't ever remember a situation where we moved up a race. It's been pretty well documented, but we had a call at 10 a.m. the day of Saturday, and we were able to work with NASCAR and the Coliseum to make an unprecedented move happen a day early. We had the rain out in Daytona, which happens where you race a day later, but to race a day early, I've never experienced anything like that. It was great cooperation and collaboration by all parties involved to make it happen.
So you have Michael Jordan with 2311, obviously. LeBron James is kind of joining in the social media discourse, being a part of Fenway and then RFK Racing. And Pitbull has become such an incredible ambassador for this sport, inviting Daniel Suarez on stage for a concert right after he wins at Atlanta. In this ever-changing world of the media landscape, how does celebrities like this involving themselves in the sport almost change or force you guys on the production side to adapt and say, okay, how do we now do something? How do we add on to our production with these characters that have never really been part of the sport before?
Well, it's just great, obviously, to have the glitz and glamour and have them want to be there. And, don't forget Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs Racing, obviously, a fixture of the sport for so many decades. One of the greatest accomplishments in NFL history. He won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different starting quarterbacks. I don't think we should get lost of how big a deal it is to have Joe Gibbs involved in the sport as well. And I think it just adds to the glitz and the glamour. And, for casual fans, they know obviously who Michael Jordan is. They know who Joe Gibbs is. And pop culture obviously knows who Pitbull is.
And before I let you go, obviously this weekend at Phoenix Raceway, the Shriners Children's 500, it's a championship preview at the venue that we're going to have the championship race at November 8th, 9th, and 10th for NASCAR Championship Weekend. Year number 5 of crowning 4 champions in 3 days right here in the Valley. I got to get your opinion, your thoughts on the championship weekend being hosted at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, I think it's been a great success for NASCAR, and I'm gonna take a different angle for it. The big thing we got going on this year in NASCAR and Fox is this is the first year that Kevin Harvick has joined us in the booth. That's a track that Kevin has absolutely dominated. So his insight this weekend, I think his insight has been extremely valuable as we've started the season in the first 4 races. But I'm kind of most intrigued to hear what he can teach us about Phoenix, because that's, a place where he has had unprecedented success, and I think his insight will be particularly valuable this weekend and insightful for our viewers.
Get to know the home state heroes racing in the Shriners Children's 500 weekend, all the drivers who you need to keep an eye on from State 48. You can check out all of our content on Sports360AZ, not just from this weekend, but from across the world of sports in the great state of Arizona.
The President's Day sales event is going on all month long at Burge Volkswagen with 0% financing up to 60 months on all final 2023 Tiguan, Atlas, and Atlas Cross Sports. And on 2024 Taos and Tiguans, get 3.9% financing up to 72 months. Drive the 2024 Jetta S starting at only $22,995. Presidential savings are on now at Burge Volkswagen, where your trade-in is worth thousands more than you might think. Burge Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club, and BurgeVW.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria. New York-style pizza. Oh, man, this looks so good. Pizza dough is made fresh daily. Wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York-style Pizzeria.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Well, before we say goodbye, just know that State 48 will be well represented this weekend. A total of 6 different drivers across the 3 races this weekend call the state of Arizona home. So let's get to know the drivers that you can root for the Shriners Children's 500 weekend at Phoenix Raceway. 2 of the 36 drivers in Sunday's Shriners Children's 500 hail from the state of Arizona. Tucson's Alex Bowman nearly won in his home state in 2016 and kicked off 2024 with a 2nd place finish in the Daytona 500. In his 7th season with legendary Hendrick Motorsports, Bowman will pilot the number 48 with a special paint scheme benefiting Best Friends Animal Society. Glendale's Michael McDowell is coming off of a career year last season and has kicked off 2024 with a front row spot at Daytona and his first career pole at Atlanta. The 2021 Daytona 500 champion has led laps in every race this season in his front row motorsports number 34 and looks for some more luck at his home track. Saturday's NASCAR Xfinity Series race features 3 Arizonans. Phoenix's Leland Honeyman is fighting for Rookie of the Year in his Young's Motorsports number 42 car. The 19-year-old is coming off of his best start and finish of the year last week in Las Vegas. Movie star turned speed freak Frankie Muniz now resides in Scottsdale and got his racing stripes last year. He now races part-time for Joey Gase Racing. The Malcolm in the Middle star will drive the number 35 car on Saturday. Phoenix's J.J. Yaley is one of the most decorated race car drivers to come from State 48. At 47 years old, the former USAC Triple Crown champion will drive the SS Greenlight Racing number 14. Friday's ARCA Menard Series race features an Arizona transplant, Bobby Hillis Jr. He'll pilot the Fierce Creature Racing number 27 and is an ultimate underdog working out of his own house garage, living the dream and loving life at 62 years old. Thank you for being with us on the Sports360AZ Shriners Children's 500 Weekend Special Edition presented by Phoenix Raceway. Well, we hope to see you out here at the racetrack. Okay, we have this whole map right here. Maybe you're gonna be sitting over there, maybe you'll be on the mountain, maybe you'll join me right here in the infield too. Regardless, we hope to see you right here at Phoenix Raceway this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One of these great races and one of these great events all set up for NASCAR Championship Weekend later in November. Big thank you to everyone who joined us on the show today, who made this possible, and of course to Phoenix Raceway for all of your support to kick off 2024. Well, we will see you right here at the racetrack, and until then, make it a great week.
We got them at Santan Ford. From the latest all-electrics to the most rugged 4x4s and America's best-selling truck.
We are Santan Ford.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back. No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.